Sup everyone, XQW Wilo WA2 80s here, and today we're racing at Kyoto, Yamagiwa reversed, in the Mazda Roadster touring cars, and this race was one of the Nations Cup races. On pole position we have VIB39, and we also had quite a good position in this race, because we managed to get ourselves into P5, so we did quite a good lap in qualifying. Very happy with the lap. I don't think we could have improved much. Maybe if we have managed to get a slipstream we would have maybe gained 2 or 3 tenths, but yeah, still quite happy with 5th position. So definitely nothing to complain about. And we have Genji in P15. So let's make ourselves ready for the standing start. Let's hope we can get away well. As the lights go out, away we go. And we can see a bad start from the German who started on pole position. So immediately up to 4th position we go. And can we maintain our position through the first corner? Seems like we managed to do it. As the Swiss just runs a little bit wide. So up to 3rd position we go. Very good start by us, but mainly because we didn't make any mistakes. So let's defend the inside right now. Let's hope to not get dive bombed. And seems like we just managed to hold on. It's already a very good position after the first lap. Let's hope we can at least maintain this position for some time. So now we really need to stay with the 2 cars in front. Let's hope that they don't pull away. Luckily the Italian behind us just helping us along by giving us a small bump. And that helps us to close the gap towards the 2 cars in front. Just what we needed. We could also see that we had quite a gap towards P5, so let's hope that we can pull away. So if the 4 of us just managed to pull away, we at least have 3rd position if we don't have a crash on him. As we see the Frenchman going a little bit off into the grass. And sadly enough for him, he gets a half-second penalty. Very frustrating, because it's quite a small mistake which have quite big consequences because you have to slow down. And seems like he's going to the inside of the Russian and up to 1st position. Yeah, that's the best way to deal with a penalty, I would say, because you lose less track position if you're into the lead. Because if you're in P2 you lose a little bit more time. So still in quite a good position. So coming up to the penalty zone right now, can we take advantage from the Frenchman who served his penalty right here? And looks like we can. Also disadvantage for the Frenchman because he had to slow down on the uphill section. So that just slows you down a little bit more as he gets also bumped to the outside. And that's also costing him some time. So up into 2nd position we are right now. So with a bit of luck we managed to get up 3 positions already. but everything's still very close, like it always is with these Mazda Roadster touring cars. Very difficult to make a difference, because you have quite a big advantage from having slipstream. So definitely very difficult to pull away, which is why the race always ends up in groups, I would say. Like 6 or 7 cars battling with each other, which makes for good racing, of course. As you can see, the VIB SR going through the inside and making contact with us. And yeah, we just get pushed off a bit and back to P4. So it's quite frustrating. Quite a forceful move, I would say, but we have had a lot of clean races with VIB SR, so yeah, not really, yeah, really good driver, VIB 39 he's called now, but before he called VIB SR. So yeah, very clean driver normally, so yeah, quite a strange overtake, I would say. As both of them go side by side, and he goes back up to 2nd position. So it seems like he has made up for his good start, or bad start, I would say, because he was not so good off the line, but he already managed to get up to 2nd position. Yeah, a bit frustrating for us to immediately lose 2 positions from the contact teammate with us. Don't know if it's quite intentional or not, but he's normally a very clean driver, like I said, so yeah, I think it was just a mistake from him. But still nothing lost, because we're still trailing the group of cars. Still have our sights on P1, so everything can happen. Still the best part of 9 laps to go. Just have to make sure that we stay with the cars in front, not let them pull away too far. Now, I forgot to mention that there's no pit stops in this race, but we really have to save our tires, because the tire wear is very high. And that's just what we're going to do right now, because we are comfortably in 4th position. And that's why we can just put a little less pressure on our tires into the corners. And we also have a nice spectator view of the 3 cars battling for the lead. So we just can see how it all will pan out as we are saving our tires. And we have also Iceman behind us, who is still following us along. So all 5 of us can still win the race. But it will be very crucial to stay with VIB 39, because he had the pole position. So let's assume that he's the quickest car around here. Because normally you have pole for a reason, because you are quite quick onto 1 lap, so normally you're also quick on 13 laps then. And seems like the German is going for his move, and up the inside he goes, because the next car will go through the inside. And can the Italian just manage to sneak along? Seems like he can. Or not quite. They're still side by side. So the Russian managed to hold on to his second position. And very crucial right now is that they both try and stay with the German. Because from his qualifying we just know how quick he will be. As we have Iceman going for a move, which quite surprises. So up to 4th position he goes. And down a position for us, but not a huge disaster. Still quite a long way to go. Yeah, surprised that he just came flying through the inside like that. Didn't expect him to do that. Good move as well from him. So right now we're just staying our tires and waiting for the right moment to push and use our tires a bit more. Because we really can push for the whole race. Then the tires would be absolutely dead by the end of the race. Seems like there's a little bit of a gap towards the 2 cars in front and 3rd and 4th position. And we can see Iceman go for the move on the Russian. Can we manage to sneak by? So through the inside we go. A little bit of contact, but we didn't quite force him wide, so I think it's quite okay. But the Russian is just coming back, so we're not going to risk it too much because very risky stuff to go 2 by 2 through this, or side by side through these fast corners. And we didn't want to risk that in lap 6. That's more last lap stuff to do, I would say, because yeah, it's quite a big risk to not make contact and such. But looking behind, we could see some more cars who seems to have managed to catch up with us. So that's quite worrying as well. We don't want to drop any further. So crucial for our race is to try and overtake the Russian in front, because he just seems like he's a little bit slower than us. So I really have to try and find a gap somewhere to go up to 4th position. Because we can't afford him slowing us down too much. We're not going to make it to go for a move on until the end of this long straight, so we just decided to bump him along so that we could both gain some time and hopefully keep the switching from Iceman in front. So you can see the Frenchman going wide and off into the barrier he goes. So he just clipped the grass with his left side wheels and off he went. Brutal crash for him and immediately ending our race. Very frustrating, because just a small mistake by going a little bit wide and which have very big consequences. That just helped to get a little bit of a gap behind us because of the crash from the Frenchman. But still we need to try and get up to 4th position, because we can see the 3 cars in front are really running away. Can we drive to the inside? not quite, we had to back off, but the Russian went a little bit wide. So can we get a better exit out of the corner and try and overtake him? But seems like we can't do it. But going through this corner, seems like the Russian's going a little bit wide and we had a very good exit. So we go up to 4th place. Just what we needed, so let's hope we can close the gap towards the cars in front, so we can see the Frenchman going a little bit wide and into the barrier. But he had a better outcome than the Frenchman the previous lap. And right behind we have the Russian, so we had to defend the inside of the corner as the Frenchman just goes wide again and up to the grass. So up to 3rd position we go. So now we really have to try and get away from the cars behind. So let's hope we can build a gap so that they don't have the slipstream and we can pull away. So now the time has come to really use our tires and hope to pull away. And in front we can see the 1st and 2nd position. So let's see if we can manage to pull some time back on them. So you have about 4.5 laps to try and do something about the gap. And looking behind, we just managed to pull away a little bit, but not enough because they still have the slipstream. So I really need to get the gap a couple of tenths bigger. Because otherwise they will still be on our tail, because they just managed to pull back some time onto the long straight. And that's just not what we quite want, because then we're still vulnerable to trap positions. We're also really pushing to try and pull a gap towards the cars behind, so if they still remain our slipstream, we might be very vulnerable to the end of the race. But looks like we did lose too much time towards the 2 leaders, because we still have them in our sights. But sadly enough, the cars behind are also following quite well. We're really trying our best to get the gap a little bit bigger, because then we'd be quite sure of the podium position. So can we pull it off? Not the best of exit through this corner. The gap is a little bit bigger, but still not enough. So it seems like we really have to take risk to get this gap big enough. And for us to really be sure of our podium position. So let's try to take the corners a little bit shorter. So we gain some time there, but it didn't quite work out, it seems like, because we have 1.5 second penalty. Very frustrating, because we could Yeah, it seems like you could always use the curbs, but not this time it seems like. And 1.5 second penalty. Very savage, as we have to throw our penalty here, which we didn't expect, and we just end up into the path of everybody. So I apologize to everyone, because I also didn't expect I had to serve my penalty here. Because we have seen with Iceman, he had to serve his penalty at the next penalty point, which was the uphill section. So that's why I thought I also had to serve my penalty there. But at this point I was very frustrated, because I felt like the penalty was quite random, because on the track you can really cut a lot of track, and you have to just put 2 wheels onto the curb to get away with track limits, but not for this corner, which was quite rear, I would say. As you have Iceman, who has to serve another penalty. Yeah, I wasn't very happy at this point of the race. And I really wanted to do everything that I could to get our 3rd position back. So let's try the best we can. We only have 2 more laps to go after this one, so time is really running out if we want to try and get our podium position back. Because I felt like we were a little bit robbed from our position. Because if you looked right here, you could have seen the Russian in 4th position, who also just put 2 wheels onto the curb, and he got away with it. So not very fair, I found it. So we went side by side with Rapizy in front of us, and yeah, good racing it was. As Iceman goes for a dive to the inside. Also very unexpected, didn't see that one coming. Very well done by him. But back down in position we go, and that's not what we wanted at 2 laps before the end of the race. So we just entered the time of the race that the belts are really starting to heat up. As we look in front of us towards the 3rd position car, we can see him just going a little bit wide and just sliding to the other side of the track and onto the grass. And that just helps us to get back into contention for 3rd position. So still on over this race, as the Russian makes contact with the Spaniard, who was in 3rd position but made a mistake. Just look at how much positions he loses. Immediately 3 positions now. So final corner, and then we have to start the last lap of the race. So can we gain some position in this last lap? Let's try everything we can. So let's hope we can still pull a top 5 finish out of this race. As we see the Spaniard going up the inside, 3 wide, and seems like he made contact with the Russian. So really elbows out on this final lap. So we go almost 4 wide through this corner, which is something you don't want to do. And turns quite chaotic as we slightly make contact with Iceman. Nothing we can do because the Frenchman just made slight contact with us. As the Russian just get punted off into the grass, and up to P6 we go. Can we make up some more positions in this race? As we're going to gamble on a good exit out of this corner, as both cars go side by side in front of us. the Spaniard goes wide, and up the inside we go of the Frenchman as well. So up to P4 for us. That worked out quite well to leave a bit of a gap and go for a good exit. So can we still get up to third position? Let's see. Right behind Iceman. And seems like we also had a good exit out of the last corner. So side by side through this tricky part of the track. Can we hang on? And just going up the inside. And seems like we have managed to get up to third position, but can we keep it? Let's hope he doesn't go for a dive into this last corner, so we brake very late. And we just missed the apex of the corner a bit, but we just had to do it because otherwise we would have been vulnerable for a dive. As we see the Frenchman going on the right hand side alongside us. Can we maintain our third position to the line? And seems like we're just going to manage to do it. So still in third position. So looks like the penalty didn't stop us from getting into the podium. So definitely very happy with that. Thank you guys for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye.